What's up, y'all? Another Tuesday. Now, I gotta check and make sure that I can see y'all's comments because last week after I finished, I realized that some of you were commenting and I could not see it for whatever reason. So, hopefully, I have fixed it so that I can see your comments, and I'm just gonna check. And I have my phone here open also, just in case, as a backup. So, thank you so much for joining me tonight. For those of you that may be new here, my name is Raffinée Wilson, and I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas. Now, Too Busy is my weekly series where I get an opportunity to share something that I have decided I no longer have time or energy for. So, whether you're watching here on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're just listening, thank you for joining me and welcome to Too Busy. Now, my disclaimer that I like to give each week is that although I am too busy for something does not mean that you also have to be too busy for it. So the beautiful thing about all of this is that you get to pick and you get to decide. So there may be some things that I share that you're like, Raffinée, I'm actually not too busy for that. That's totally fine. There may be some things that I share that you're like, yes, I also am too busy for that. And that's also wonderful as well. So there's no pressure to also be too busy for the things that I'm too busy for. I really am enjoying this experience because I get a chance to share with y'all some of the things that I've seen or learned over my own life that have not served me well, or maybe they previously served me well and they're not serving me well in the season of my life. So if you caught the glimpse of the title of this week, I'm talking about what's up. I'm talking about ingratitude tonight. So, when it comes to not being grateful, to that I say too busy. Y'all, way too busy. And here's why. As I think about just life in general, I am reminded that there is so much to be grateful for. And I would go so far as to say that even in the midst of difficult times and things that we don't love and that we don't enjoy, there's still something that we can identify that we can be grateful for. Now, it's not always easy. So please don't walk away from here like, well, Raffinée said I should be grateful and it should be easy. I did not say that. Okay. I am not at all I am not at all insinuating that it is easy. We haven't gotten the theme song, but I'll give it to you at the end. So, research shows that people that have a healthy practice of gratitude have greater or increased happiness. They also have shown that gratitude helps people with their mood, just kind of overall, and their outlook on life, which I think makes sense. Because if I am in the regular practice of identifying things that I am grateful, that I am thankful for, it would make sense that my outlook on life would likely be very different than if I wasn't. So here's what I pulled up. I pulled up the definition in Webster because if y'all don't know this about me, I love the dictionary. Okay. So the dictionary is one of my favorite resources because I think there's such a wealth of knowledge there, one. But also, sometimes we think we know what words mean, and then we go read it in the dictionary and we get even more meaning from reading what's there, or there may be other definitions that we didn't realize. So I looked up ingratitude, and here's what it said. It says ingratitude is forgetfulness of or poor return for kindness received. So forgetfulness of or poor return for kindness received. And I was like, man. And I sat and I thought, and I was like, I wonder if there have been times where I have forgotten that there has been kindness that I've received, whether from other people, whether just from life in general, what from any kind of space. And it reminded me of when I was a kid. And I may have shared this last week too, but the older people in my life used to always say, like, people don't have to be kind. People don't have to be kind. And I didn't really get why they were saying that when I was a kid. It makes much more sense now as an adult, though, because if someone is extending a kindness to me, They don't have to. They're not obligated to me in any kind of way. Even the people that we may say, well, these people actually are obligated. They don't. Like, they still have choice, whether that is like your family members or friends or people that are very close to you. There really is not an obligation. And so for me, it is so important to not forget to keep before my mind the kindness that has occurred in the world, and to not minimize it also, to be sure that I am highlighting that, whether that is to the people that are extending kindness to me, whether that is extending kindness, if I'm extending kindness to me, that I remember those things. So here's one of the things that I've been doing. I have been keeping a gratitude journal. Now, I would be lying if I told y'all that I journal my gratitude thoughts every day. I do not. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and tell that lie. Yet, for the last couple of years, I have been sporadically jotting down something that I'm grateful for and why I'm grateful for that thing. And I have seen such a change in my overall mood, in my outlook on life, in my perspective. It also has become an incredible resource and tool, because when things are really, really rough, when things are hard, when I can't really see what's going well, I can pull out my gratitude log and go back and look at what are the things I said previously that I'm grateful for? What are the things that have already happened that maybe I don't feel it right now in this moment, but that have already occurred in my life that I have already expressed that I'm grateful for? And I want to remind myself of that, because remember, in that definition that I gave y'all of ingratitude, it said forgetfulness of kindness received, or poor return for kindness received. And so I don't want to forget kindness that I have received in any form. So going back and looking over my gratitude log, my gratitude journal, whatever you'd like to call it, helps to bring those things back to my memory. So here's my encouragement and my challenge for y'all that are watching, whether you're watching live, whether you watch this back on the replay, or whether you're listening. I want to encourage you to right now stop and jot down at least 3 things that you're grateful for and why. Now, here's the thing before you get started, it doesn't matter what it is. So it can be big or small. There are some days, y'all, literally, and I'm not making this up. There are some days that my gratitude log says, I am so grateful for this candy bar that I had, because I needed a little boost in the middle of the day and I had it right here at my desk. And that's real, y'all. Sometimes it's a candy bar. Sometimes it's a family member. Sometimes it's a friend of mine. And I'm just reminded, maybe they haven't done anything that particular day, but I'm reminded of kindness that I have received as a result of being engaged in that relationship. It could be something tangible, something material that you have, maybe a home, maybe a car, maybe a job. Literally, does not matter what it is, but just taking a moment and pausing and saying, okay, what are 3 things that I'm grateful for and why? So I'm going to encourage you to pause now and just jot down a couple things. Remember, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be big or small, but just 3 things that you're grateful for and why. And then I'm going to encourage you to come back and do this regularly. So whether that is daily, whether that's every other day, whether that's a couple times a week, whatever seems to work for you, coming back and adding to your list. Now, I encourage writing it all in one place so that you have the whole list together and you can go back and review it. And you can notice, are there any themes in the things that I'm grateful for? Are there any trends or patterns that I notice about my gratitude? And I want to hear back from y'all. So I'm going to do a Too Busy probably next month sometime. And I'm going to ask for a check-in to see, hey, how's it been going, y'all? If y'all been doing it, if you did it 1 day, if you did it 40 days, if you did it 2 days. I just going to check in and see, like, how's it been for y'all? And have you noticed any impact as a result of keeping a gratitude log? So that's all for this Tuesday. I hope that y'all will join me next week. Now, somebody requested the theme song because I did not do the song last week. I completely forgot. And when I got off, I actually was like, oh my God, I didn't do my song. So here we go. Hey, too busy, too busy, too busy Tuesday. Hey, too busy, too busy, too busy Tuesday. Hey, I'll see y'all next week. Peace.